I'm fixing my truck at 1 in the morning when I hear my wife's voice drift through the cracked kitchen window. That syrupy sweet tone she reserves for clients. Or lovers. "The room's ready," Emily says. "Bring the wine. The good stuff this time." Maybe she's talking to her mother, I think, tightening a bolt on the engine. Yeah, and I'm the damn Queen of England. Before we dive deeper into this story, I have one small request. Please subscribe, drop a like, comment, and hit that hype button to boost this channel so more people can discover these incredible Reddit stories. My name's Jack Morrison, 37 years old, former boxer turned handyman, repo man, part-time gym coach, whatever keeps the lights on in this struggling Midwestern town we call home. Castle Heights used to be something back when the factories ran 3 shifts. Now it's just sleazy motels, abandoned warehouses, and people like me trying to hold on to whatever dignity we've got left. Emily, my wife of 19 years, took a different path. Corporate lawyer, just made partner at Hastings and Dean. She wears $1,000 suits now, drives a BMW, lunches with the city's elite, at places where the appetizers cost more than my weekly grocery bill. We've been drifting for years, but I figured that's just what happens when you're married this long. You make it work. You try. I wipe the grease off my hands and head inside. Emily's already off the phone, standing in our kitchen with a glass of wine, scrolling through her tablet. She doesn't look up. "Working late again tomorrow?" I ask. "Client dinner. Don't wait up." "Right. Client dinner." She finally glances at me, her expression flat. "Is there a problem, Jack?" "No problem. Just asking." But there is a problem. A big one. Because 2 days ago, I found a hotel keycard in her purse while looking for aspirin. The Riverside Inn, room 412. The receipt was tucked behind it, dated for last month's supposed work retreat. And the name on the room service tab? Dean Hastings, her boss. I don't say anything yet. I'm a fighter, always have been. And the first rule of fighting is you don't throw a punch until you know where to aim. The next morning, I call in sick to the maintenance company and follow Emily's BMW across town. She heads straight to the Hastings and Dean offices downtown, a glass tower that reflects the gray sky like a middle finger to the rest of us. I park across the street, wait 3 hours nursing bad coffee from a thermos. At noon, she comes out, with him. Dean Hastings is everything I'm not. Tall, silver-haired, wearing a suit that probably costs more than my truck. He's 42, married with 2 kids, drives a vintage Mercedes, and apparently has no problem screwing his employees. They walk to the luxury car dealership 2 blocks down. I follow on foot, keeping my distance. They're laughing, touching each other's arms. My stomach turns. Inside the dealership, through the massive windows, I watch them climb into the back seat of a Mercedes on the showroom floor. The salesman's conveniently disappeared. Dean pulls Emily close. She kisses him like she hasn't kissed me in 5 years. I feel something crack inside my chest. Not my heart breaking. That's too poetic. It's more like a support beam giving way, and suddenly the whole structure of my life is collapsing inward. I walk into the dealership. The salesman tries to intercept me, but I brush past him, heading straight for that Mercedes. I yank open the door. "Hey!" Dean shouts, pulling away from Emily. "Just wanted to see what model this was," I say, my voice steady despite the rage burning through my veins. "Looks nice. Real comfortable back seat." Emily's face goes white. "Jack, what are you—" "Don't worry, I'm leaving. You two enjoy your test drive." I walk out, but not before I palm the keys to Dean's actual Mercedes parked out front. The salesman's left them on the desk, tag attached with Dean's name. That night, I visit the parking garage where Dean keeps his precious car. I key a nice long scratch down the driver's side, deep enough to need a full repaint. Then I leave a condom wrapper on the dashboard, just to make sure he gets the message. 2 days later, Emily comes home with her jaw tight and her eyes blazing. "They have security footage," she says. "From the dealership garage. It's blurry, but Dean knows it was you." Knows what was me? Don't play stupid, Jack. He's talking about pressing charges. I shrug. For what? Some scratches? Probably just vandals. This city's going to hell. She steps closer, her voice dropping to a hiss. I know that you know. So let's just be adults about this. We'll get a divorce. Split everything 50-50. You go your way, I go mine. 50-50? That's generous, considering you're the one who broke our vows. We've been over for years, Jack. You know it, I know it. Maybe, but I didn't go looking for someone else. Emily laughs, bitter and cold. No, you just gave up. Stopped trying. Stopped being anything more than a handyman who smells like motor oil and lives in the past. That one lands. She knows it does. I want you out by the end of the month, she continues. I'm keeping the house. You can have the truck and whatever's in your garage. That's more than fair. Fair? You're screwing your boss and I get kicked out of my own home? It stopped being your home when you stopped being a husband. She walks away, leaving me standing in our kitchen, her kitchen now, apparently, with my hands shaking and my mind racing. I'm not leaving. Not like this. Not without making her understand what she's done. Sam, my 18-year-old daughter, comes home from college that weekend. She's always been Emily's girl, smart, ambitious, destined for better things than her old man could ever provide. I knew that. Accepted it. But I thought we were still solid. I was wrong. So Mom says you guys are splitting up, Sam says, not even looking at me. She's on her phone, typing away. That's what she wants. Well, yeah, I mean, can you blame her? I stare at my daughter. Excuse me? Dad, come on. You're like, stuck. You never moved forward after the gym burned down. Mom's out there building a career, making something of herself, and you're just... She waves her hand vaguely. This? I work 3 jobs to help pay for your school. And I appreciate that, but like, Mom pays for most of it. You know that. She's not wrong. The insurance company never paid out after my gym burned 6 years ago. Some technicality in the policy. I've been scrambling ever since, taking whatever work I can find. Emily's salary kept us afloat, kept Sam in college, kept the house, and now it's all being used against me. Your mother's having an affair, I say quietly. Sam finally looks up. Yeah, I know. She told me about Dean. She said you two were basically over anyway, and she found someone who actually supports her ambitions. The words hit like body shots. Quick, precise, designed to hurt. And you're okay with that? I'm okay with Mom being happy. She deserves that. And honestly, Dad, maybe you should try being happy too instead of just... bitter. She goes upstairs. 5 minutes later, I see the TikTok. My daughter talking to her phone camera about her loser dad who can't let go and her boss mom who's living her best life. It's already got 3,000 likes. I sit in my garage that night, surrounded by tools and old boxing equipment, and I realize something. I'm not the hero of this story. I'm not the victim either. I'm just the obstacle everyone's trying to get around. Fine. If that's how they want to play it, I'll be the best damn obstacle they've ever seen. My old boxing coach, Tommy Riggs, runs a gym on the south side. It's a dump compared to what I used to have, but it's still standing, which is more than I can say for my place. I show up Tuesday morning and find Tommy wrapping some kid's hands. Jack Morrison, Tommy says, grinning. Thought you forgot about us. Never. Need some advice, coach. We grab coffee at the diner next door. Tommy's 73, built like a fire hydrant and twice as tough. He's seen every kind of fight there is. My wife's cheating, I tell him, with her boss, and everyone's acting like I'm the problem for being upset about it. Tommy sips his coffee. What do you want to do about it? I want to make them hurt the way I'm hurting. Then you gotta fight smart, kid. You don't fight fair with cheaters. You find their weak spots, and you press until something breaks. I'm not sure I can do that. I'm not that guy. You were a fighter once. Still are, deep down. Question is, you willing to get dirty? I think about Emily's cold dismissal, Dean's smug face, Sam's tick-tock. The way everyone's decided I'm just supposed to accept this and disappear quietly. Yeah, I say. I'm willing. Emily's sister Jessica calls me that afternoon. She's 29, works in marketing, and we've been seeing each other casually since Emily and I separated. Nothing serious, just dinner, movies, someone to talk to who doesn't think I'm a complete failure. Hey, Jack. So I wanted to talk to you about the wedding. What wedding? My wedding, to Brad. Remember? I told you about him. I vaguely recall her mentioning some guy she'd been dating. Right, congratulations. Thanks. So, here's the thing. I want to invite Trevor, my ex, and I know that might be weird, but we're still friends, and he's been really supportive and… Jessica, stop. Why are you explaining this to me? Because Brad's uncomfortable with it, and I thought maybe you could talk to him, man to man, help him understand that Trevor and I are just friends now. I laugh. Can't help it. You want me to convince your fiancé that it's okay for you to invite your ex to your wedding? When you say it like that, it sounds bad. That's because it is bad, Jessica. You're asking your fiancé to swallow his pride and smile while your ex watches you get married. How do you think that makes him feel? I think he should trust me. Trust isn't the issue. Respect is. You're disrespecting him by even asking. There's a long pause. Wow. Okay. I thought you'd understand, given everything you're going through. I understand perfectly. That's why I'm telling you this is a terrible idea. She hangs up on me. 2 days later, Brad calls. Jessica says you think I'm being unreasonable about Trevor. That's not what I said. Then what did you say? I consider lying, smoothing it over. But I'm done with that. I said she's disrespecting you by insisting on inviting her ex. If she cared about your feelings, she wouldn't put you in this position. That's what I think too, but she's making me feel like I'm the crazy one. You're not crazy, you're just seeing things clearly. Question is, what are you going to do about it? Brad doesn't answer. We talk for another 20 minutes, and by the end, I can tell he's starting to question everything. Good. Maybe I can't fix my own marriage, but I can at least help someone else avoid my mistakes. Except Jessica doesn't see it that way. She shows up at my apartment the next night, furious. Brad called off the wedding. He says he needs time to think. What did you tell him? The truth. That you're not ready to be married if you're still hung up on your ex. I'm not hung up on Trevor. We're friends. Then why does it matter so much that he's at your wedding? Because he's important to me. More important than Brad's feelings? She glares at me. You're a hypocrite, Jack. You're judging me when you couldn't even keep your own wife happy. You're right, I couldn't, but at least I didn't cheat. At least I didn't humiliate her in public. Your sister did that to me, and now you're doing it to Brad. Jessica leaves, slamming the door hard enough to rattle the walls. I pour myself a drink and sit in the dark, thinking about Tommy's advice. Find their weak spots. Press until something breaks. I'm starting to get good at this. Emily's firm is throwing a party, some celebration for landing a big client. She doesn't invite me, obviously, but I find out about it from Sam's Instagram. The event's at some upscale venue downtown, black tie affair, all of Castle Heights elite in attendance. I rent a suit, show up uninvited. The look on Emily's face when I walk in is almost worth the $75 the rental cost me. Jack, what are you doing here? Supporting my wife. Congratulations on the big client. Dean appears at her elbow, his smile tight. I don't think you were on the guest list. Must have been an oversight. You know how it is. People are starting to stare. Emily's colleagues, the firm's partners, clients in expensive jewelry. I can feel their judgment, their curiosity. Poor Emily, stuck with this embarrassing husband. Let's talk outside, Emily hisses. Why? I'm just here to celebrate. Unless there's something you don't want people to see? Dean steps forward. You need to leave, now. Make me. It's childish. I know it is. But watching Dean's face turn red, seeing Emily's panic, it feels good. Better than good. It feels like power. Security arrives before things escalate. They escort me out, politely, but firmly. As I'm leaving, I turn back and shout across the room, "Hey, Dean! How's your Mercedes? Get those scratches buffed out yet?" The room goes silent. Emily looks like she wants to disappear. Dean looks like he wants to harm me. I leave smiling. The restraining order arrives 3 days later. Emily's filed for protection, claiming I'm harassing her and Dean, that I'm unstable and potentially dangerous. There's a court date set for next month. Sam posts about it on TikTok. My dad's officially lost it. Mom had to get a restraining order. This is so embarrassing. I lose 2 of my 3 jobs. The maintenance company doesn't want the liability. The repo company says they need people who can maintain professional boundaries. Only the gym keeps me on, and that's because Tommy doesn't give a damn about my personal life. My friends, the few I had left, start avoiding my calls. Mike, who I've known since high school, finally answers on the 5th try. "Jack, man, I heard about the restraining order. It's bullshit, Mike. Emily's just trying to make me look crazy." "Maybe, but look, Sarah thinks it's better if we keep some distance, just until things calm down." Sarah's his wife. She's friends with Emily. I should have seen this coming. "You're serious? We've been friends for 20 years. "I know, and I'm sorry, but I've got to think about my family. Emily's been telling people some pretty concerning stuff about you." "Like what?" "Like you've been stalking her, vandalizing property, showing up places you're not supposed to be." "I keyed a car, Mike. 1 car, because the guy's sleeping with my wife." "I get it, man. I do. But from the outside, it looks bad. Really bad." He hangs up. Just like that. 20 years, gone. I call my other friends. Same story. Emily's been busy, spreading her version of events, painting me as the unhinged ex-husband who can't accept that it's over. And everyone believes her because she's successful, articulate, respectable. I'm just the guy who fixes toilets and lives in a garage apartment. By the end of the week, I'm completely isolated. No job, no friends, no family. Just me and my anger and a growing list of people who deserve to pay for what they've done. Tommy finds me at the gym, hitting the heavy bag like it owes me money. "Heard you lost your jobs," he says. News travels fast. Small city. Everyone knows everyone's business. He watches me throw combinations for a minute. "So what's your next move?" "I don't know. Maybe I just give up. Let Emily have her perfect life with Dean. Let Sam think I'm a loser. Let everyone forget I existed." "That what you want?" "No, I want them to hurt. I want them to understand what they've taken from me." Tommy nods slowly. "Then you need a plan, real plan. Not just keying cars and crashing parties, something that hits where it counts." "Like what?" "That's for you to figure out. But I'll tell you this, people like Emily and Dean, they care about their reputations, their status, their perfect little lives. You want to hurt them? Destroy that." He's right. Physical damage doesn't mean anything to people like them. They've got insurance, money to fix whatever I break. But their reputations? Their carefully constructed images? Those are fragile. I start planning. Jessica's wedding is back on. Brad apparently decided to forgive her, and Trevor's still invited. The rehearsal dinner's at some fancy restaurant, family only. I'm not invited, obviously, but Jessica's father, Emily's dad, technically my father-in-law, calls me. "Jack, I heard about the separation. I'm sorry." "Thanks, Robert. Listen, I know things are complicated, but you're still family. If you want to come to the rehearsal dinner, you're welcome." It's a pity invitation. I can hear it in his voice. But it's also an opportunity. I appreciate that. I'll be there. The restaurant is one of those places with cloth napkins and waiters who describe each dish like it's a work of art. Emily's there with Dean, sitting together openly now. Sam's there, ignoring me. Jessica and Brad are at the head of the table, looking nervous, and Trevor's there with his wife, Monica. I've done my homework on Trevor. 34, works in finance, married Monica 5 years ago. On the surface, he's the perfect reformed ex-boyfriend, friendly, supportive, happily married. But I've been watching his social media, the way he comments on Jessica's posts, the private messages I managed to glimpse when Jessica left her phone unlocked at my apartment last month. Trevor's not over Jessica, not even close, and Jessica's eating up the attention. I wait until dessert's served. Then I stand, glass in hand. "I'd like to make a toast," I announce. Emily's eyes go wide. "Jack, don't—" To Jessica and Brad, may your marriage be built on honesty, trust, and respect, unlike some relationships in this room. Brad looks confused. Jessica's face goes pale. "Jack, sit down," Robert says quietly. "In a minute. I just think it's important that Brad knows what he's getting into. See, I did some digging, because I care about Brad, and I found out some interesting things about Jessica and Trevor's friendship." Monica, Trevor's wife, sits up straighter. "What are you talking about?" I pull out my phone, open the screenshots I've saved. Text messages from last month. Jessica telling Trevor she misses him. Trevor saying he thinks about her all the time. Jessica saying she wishes things had been different. Trevor saying it's not too late. "You went through my phone?" Jessica shouts. "You left it unlocked at my place. I got curious." Brad grabs the phone from my hand, scrolling through the messages. His face goes from confused to angry to devastated in about 10 seconds. "Jess, what is this?" "It's nothing. We were just talking. You told him you miss him. You told him you wish you'd married him instead of me." "I didn't mean it like that." Monica stands up, her voice shaking. "Trevor, is this true?" Trevor looks like a deer in headlights. "Monica, honey, it's not. We were just. Don't lie to me. I've known something was off for months. Every time Jessica posts something, you're there commenting. Every time she calls, you drop everything. I thought I was being paranoid, but I wasn't. Was I?" The table erupts. Brad's yelling at Jessica. Monica's yelling at Trevor. Emily's trying to calm everyone down. Dean's sitting there looking uncomfortable. Sam's filming the whole thing on her phone, probably for TikTok. And me? I'm calm. Completely calm. "Well," I say, setting down my glass. "Funny how love brings us together or tears us apart. Right, Jess?" Robert grabs my arm. "Jack, I think you should leave." "Already on my way. Enjoy the wedding, if there still is one." I walk out of the restaurant feeling lighter than I have in months. Behind me, I can hear the shouting continue, relationships imploding like controlled demolitions. Tommy was right. Hit them where it counts. The wedding gets called off. Brad breaks up with Jessica, who blames me for ruining her life. Trevor and Monica separate. Monica files for divorce within a week. And then Monica calls me. "We need to talk," she says. We meet at a coffee shop. Monica's pretty, sharp-eyed, clearly furious. She slides a folder across the table. "What's this?" I ask. "Everything I've found on Dean Hastings. I'm an accountant. When Trevor and I separated, I started digging into our finances, trying to figure out if he'd been spending money on Jessica. Instead, I found something else." I open the folder. Bank statements, transaction records, emails. "Dean's been embezzling from the firm's charity fund," Monica explains. "Not much, a few thousand here and there, but it's been going on for years. He's careful, but not careful enough." "Why are you showing me this?" "Because you exposed Trevor and Jessica. You didn't have to, but you did, and you saved Brad from a terrible marriage. So I'm returning the favor. You want to hurt Dean? Here's how." I stare at the documents. This is bigger than keying cars or crashing parties. This could destroy Dean's career, his reputation, his life. Why don't you just turn him in yourself? Because I'm about to be in a messy divorce. If I'm the one who exposes this, Trevor's lawyer will say I'm vindictive, trying to hurt his business associates. But if you do it, you're just a concerned citizen who stumbled onto evidence of fraud. She's smart, calculating. I like her. What do you get out of this? Satisfaction. And maybe a friend who understands what it's like to be betrayed. We shake hands, allies in the wreckage of our broken marriages. The Castle Heights Community Foundation is hosting their annual fundraiser. It's the social event of the year. All the city's elite gather to congratulate themselves on their charity work while sipping champagne and bidding on silent auction items. Dean's on the board. Emily's attending as his date. Sam's there, networking with other young professionals. I buy a ticket, show up in my rented suit. This time no one tries to stop me. I'm just another face in the crowd, another donor supporting a good cause. I blend in, smile politely, make small talk with people who don't recognize me. The speeches start at 8. The foundation's president goes first, thanking everyone for their generosity. Then Dean takes the stage. I'm honored to be part of this incredible organization, he begins. For 5 years, I've had the privilege of serving on the board, helping to direct funds to where they're needed most in our community. I wait until he's mid-sentence. Then I walk up to the stage, take the microphone from the podium next to him. Sorry to interrupt, I say, but I think everyone here deserves to know the truth about where their donations have been going. Security starts moving toward me, but the crowd's curious now. People are pulling out their phones. Dean Hastings has been stealing from this charity for years. Small amounts, carefully hidden, but it adds up. About $47,000 by my count. Dean's face goes purple. That's a lie. This man is my employee's ex-husband. He's been harassing us for months. I have bank statements, transaction records, emails where you instructed the accountant to adjust the numbers, all of it documented, all of it provable. I pull out copies of Monica's evidence, start passing them to people in the front row. Take a look, see for yourselves. Emily pushes through the crowd. Jack, stop this. You're making a fool of yourself. Am I? Or am I finally telling the truth that everyone's been too polite to say? I turn to the crowd, and suddenly all the rage, all the humiliation, all the pain of the last few months comes pouring out. You all know my wife, Emily Morrison. Brilliant lawyer, rising star. She's standing right there with the man she's been cheating with for the past year. That's Dean Hastings, in case you missed it. Married man, father of 2, embezzler, and my wife's boss. Emily's crying now. Jack, please. Please what? Please shut up? Please disappear? Please let you destroy my life without saying anything? No, I'm done being quiet. Sam appears at my elbow. Dad, you need to stop. Why? So you can post about what a loser I am? So everyone can keep pretending that I'm the problem here? You are the problem. You can't let go. You can't accept that Mom moved on. Moved on? She didn't move on, Sam. She cheated. She lied. She destroyed our family. And then she convinced everyone, including you, that it was my fault for being upset about it. The crowd's silent now. Every phone is pointed at us. This is going to be all over social media within minutes. Good. Jessica pushes to the front. You ruined my wedding. You destroyed my relationship. I exposed the truth. Trevor was never over you, and you were never committed to Brad. I saved him from making the biggest mistake of his life. You're a bitter, pathetic man who can't stand seeing other people happy. Maybe, but at least I'm honest about who I am. Can you say the same? Jessica lunges at me. Emily tries to pull her back. They end up tangling together, stumbling into a table, sending champagne glasses crashing to the floor. The crowd gasps. Someone screams. Security's trying to break it up, but it's chaos now. Dean tries to grab the microphone back. None of this is true. He's lying. I have proof. Monica's voice cuts through the noise. She's walked up on stage, holding another folder. I'm an accountant. I've verified every transaction. Dean Hastings stole $47,000 from this charity, and I've already sent copies of the evidence to the state attorney general's office. Dean's face goes from purple to white. He knows he's finished. The crowd turns on him. People who were shaking his hand an hour ago are now shouting questions, demanding answers. Someone throws a drink at him. Security has to escort him out the back entrance. Emily follows him, crying, her perfect image shattered. Sam stands in the middle of the chaos, her phone still recording, tears streaming down her face. I walk off the stage, through the crowd, out into the night. Behind me, I can hear sirens. Police arriving. The foundation president demanding order. The social event of the year turned into a disaster, and I feel nothing but satisfaction. 3 weeks later, Dean's arrested. The investigation confirms everything Monica found. He's charged with embezzlement, fraud, breach of fiduciary duty. His law license is suspended. His wife files for divorce. His kids won't speak to him. Emily's forced to resign from the firm. The partners don't want the association with Dean's scandal. She finds work at a smaller practice, making a third of her old salary. The house goes up for sale. She can't afford it anymore. Sam comes to see me at Tommy's gym. She looks smaller somehow, younger. "I'm sorry," she says quietly. "For what?" "For everything. For the TikToks, for taking Mom's side, for not listening to you." I want to tell her it's okay, that I forgive her. But I don't. "You made your choice, Sam. You decided I was the problem without ever asking for my side of the story. You humiliated me publicly because it got you likes and views. That's not something I can just forget. I know. I want you to know I was wrong. About a lot of things. I appreciate that, but it doesn't change what happened." She nods, wipes her eyes, leaves. Jessica sends me a text. "I hope you're happy. You destroyed everything." I don't respond. Mike calls. "Hey man, I heard about the fundraiser. That was intense." "Yeah. Look, I'm sorry for cutting you off. Sarah feels bad too. We were thinking maybe we could grab dinner sometime?" "I don't think so, Mike. You made it clear where your loyalty was. I don't need fair-weather friends." "Come on, Jack. Don't be like that." I hang up. Monica and I meet for coffee once a week now. We don't talk about revenge or our exes. We talk about moving forward, building new lives. She's thinking about starting her own accounting practice. I'm considering going back to school, getting my contractor's license, maybe opening another gym someday. "Do you regret it?" she asks one afternoon. "Everything you did?" I think about it. Really think about it. "No," I say finally. They deserved it. All of them. They thought they could treat me like garbage and face no consequences. I proved them wrong. But you lost everything too. Your family, your friends, your reputation. I lost things that weren't real. Emily didn't love me. Sam didn't respect me. My friends only liked me when it was convenient. Better to know the truth than live a lie. Monica nods. I get that. Trevor's been trying to reconcile, saying he made a mistake, that he wants to work things out. What are you going to do? Tell him to go to hell. Some things can't be fixed. Some people don't deserve second chances. We toast to that. 6 months after the fundraiser, I'm standing at the edge of Lake Morrison, the place where Emily and I got engaged 20 years ago. The sun's setting, painting the water orange and gold. It's beautiful, peaceful. I pull out the old photo I've been carrying in my wallet. Emily and me on our wedding day, young and happy and stupid. I look at it one last time, remembering the man I used to be, the man who believed in forever and happy endings and doing the right thing. That man's gone. Maybe he died when the gym burned down. Maybe when Emily cheated. Maybe when Sam posted that first TikTok. It doesn't matter. I tear the photo in half and toss it into the lake, watch it float for a moment before sinking beneath the surface. My phone buzzes. Text from Tommy. "Kid at the gym wants boxing lessons. Says he heard you were the best. Interested?" I smile. Type back, "Yeah, I'm interested." Behind me, a car pulls into the parking lot. Monica gets out, waves. We're supposed to grab dinner, check out a property that might work for her new office. "You ready?" she calls. I take one last look at the lake, at the spot where the photo disappeared, at the life I used to have. Then I turn and walk toward her, toward whatever comes next. They wanted me to disappear, to accept defeat quietly, to be the obstacle they could push aside without consequence. Instead, I became the villain, the one they'll never forget, the one who burned their perfect lives to the ground and walked away, smiling. Was it worth it? Ask me in 10 years. Right now, standing here with the ashes of my old life behind me and an uncertain future ahead, I can only tell you this: I'd do it all again. Every single thing. And that makes me either the worst person you've ever met or the most honest. Maybe both. I light a cigarette, take a long drag, and blow smoke toward the darkening sky. Villain? I say to no one in particular. Maybe. But they'll never forget my name. Monica's waiting by her car, patient, understanding. She knows what it's like to burn everything down. We're the same, her and me, survivors of our own wars, victorious in the worst possible way. I flick the cigarette into the lake and walk toward her. The city lights are coming on across the water. Castle Heights, still fading, still fighting, still pretending to be something it could never be, just like all of us.